You are live. I am live. Let's do that. There we go. So I found a minor issue with my bed that I'm going to fix. Ba-dong! YouTube, you are now live. Yeah, I know I'm live. I went live. There's a reason I went live, because I know I'm live. Duh! Anyway, what's up, Vince? I am going to dick around with the printer. And I'll bring this camera over here somewhat so you can sort of see there, even though I'll be over there. And I'm going to completely pull my bed, and you'll see the weirdness of how I built this bed in the first place. Because, again, it was one of my things. So basically, it's got springs like normal, but it's all completely encased, to put it mildly. I really can't get around this thing easy, but I've had worse. And I am going to slowly, not that it really matters because there's nothing here I'm going to bend, but I'm going to slowly go around and more because of my engine building days, I've learned to not do anything all at once. You do it in a circle, and that way you don't stress things. And this is going to be a major pain in my butt. I know it is, but that's life. That's just life, right? And of course, this is my only working printer. So this is not the brightest thing. I should be using my damn ratchet and screwdriver thing for this, but I'm not, because why do anything the easy way when you can do it the hard way? And I need a little box or something, which I thought I had, but I guess I don't. Something I can put the screws in so I don't lose them all. That one. I had one here the last night, and I think I threw it out. Of course, I took the garbage out today, so I still don't have it, because I didn't do the brightest thing in the world. There's one. I always save these stupid little empty little boxes for just this reason. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the mic. And getting the fingers in there. Trying to get all the parts so I'm not dropping anything. Probably disconnect the power and the thermistor. And of course, this is really tight. The only problem, having those cords tight is good, except for when you're trying to pull it and you end up yanking the wires apart because the plug's too tight. I don't know, can you see what I'm doing here? Not really, but that's life. Of course, I have everything all custom and weird because, you know, it's me. Why do it normal? That wouldn't be the llama way. Crap. These might get you goofed out. Where's the camera hole? There it is. I have a little set for the spring. It does two things. It holds the spring in place so they don't bobble around. But also, when you collapse them, you know how they like U-shape themselves? That prevents that to some extent. It's pretty cool, actually. That was one of my good ideas. Let's get all of this stuff out of the way. And let's pull this one. I wish I had big springs. I do like the fancy springs. I actually wish I had. I really want to try the silicone springs. That's what I really want to try. All right, now the bed gets removed, and this whole bed is on a massive carriage. And I'll bring both cameras over here in a second. We can put this one back over here where it belongs for normalness. And then we can roll this one around. It's going to get very loud here for a second. Deal with it. Because this is my little iPad stand thing. It's really not working the best, but it's better than nothing for a second camera. And actually works. Actually, well, I got it over here. Can I spin this and have it reset and not freak out? Yep. And that way I can plug it in, sort of, because it is going to run out of juice. Sorry about this, guys. Got to do it. The pains of being poor and not having the right equipment, I guess. There we go. Now, this ought to freak a bunch of you out. Normalness. What is normal, right? Okay, this is a normal aluminum bed. It's actually a Folder Tech one, but what I did was to make it super duper square is I screwed it directly to a 2020 frame, which you can't really see here because it's all black, but there's also one in the middle that holds the bed flat and makes it very flat. The good thing was, and the reason I put this in here was this particular bed bowed down. So by putting that in there, I got rid of the bow down. Now, it does have one disadvantage, and it's freaking heavy. Like, wicked heavy. And I didn't fully think it through. So it has an issue or two, which I could fix, hopefully. And one of them is, over time, this corner over here, the two 2020s, they're not, I don't have it drilled through or anything because back then I wasn't into it. One of them slipped up, so it's lifting the whole corner of the bed. So I'm going to straighten it all out, change it, and do all that crap. I really should have used the ratchet. Come on, don't strip. I hate these freaking screws. Button head screws strip out way easier. I wish I had flatter screws, but I don't. All the nuts down. A couple of them. A couple, three of them. Let's, where did my box parts go? Whoa, crap. grab the box parts. Now, if this was a bed slinger, this thing would be totally stupid. But for a bed dropper, it's worked very well, except for I did some. I laminated. Love getting busted on. All right. Of course, one of the stupid things I did was have the screws butt in like that, which I might fix that next. I don't even know how I tighten these because that's a pain in the butt. I don't even remember how I did it. Did it so long ago. This was one of the first things I really did with this thing, was design this bed. And drop the screwdriver. Ah. And it's all screwed down to 2020. And I can't believe that screw didn't go underneath something. Like, as you all know, they have a mental self-supporting habit of doing all on their own, is just disappearing underneath the cabinet. Because, why not? Wish I had some recessed head screws instead of these button head ones, but I don't. All right, one bed off. And this is, like I said, this is an old Folger bed, 12 volt from way back. It was actually the cheapest one I could buy at the time. The only 300 I could buy that was under $50, and it was like $25. I actually got it on sale one day, and to be honest, it's been really good. Like, really good. It heats up much faster than most other, especially at 12 volt 300 millimeter beds. It's thicker. I think it's 4 millimeter instead of 3. I'd have to measure it, but it's solid. I mean, it's a solid bed. I've had no problems with it. But I do think, now that I think about it, I don't know if you can see these, but there's little areas where the traces are showing through the paint covering. And I think, I know what that's from. That's when I first did my own do your own magnet thing, and I basically used double-sided tape and taped magnets underneath to make my own magnet bed, which worked. But, this is the only time the car magnet sheets are better. These things are much better and lighter, a lot lighter, and they work just as well as that did, and cause less problems. So, excuse me. That's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that. Will that show? I don't think it's going to show. There's like a Wham Bam imprint here from the bed, from the spring steel. Because that one I've been using a Wham Bam man. Let's get that out of the way. This is my problem. This thing right here. This is twisted. You can't really go by this table because this table's not flat. But this thing is not flat anymore. And one of these corners had lifted and some other issues. And this is not flat. And, it's a couple years old. And I think if I still have some, I think I do, I'm going to use the bigger ones, which is why I originally bought it for anyways. Never used them on here. And I got plenty of them, which will make it even more stable. These are a little bit bigger. They're I don't know, like 30 millimeters here instead of 20. And everything's got to be reset, so why not? Right? Right. So let's turn all that. I just whacked my mic, didn't I? And that probably hurt your ears. Come on, get in there, dumbass. That's the way. Take this out next. Oh, I knew there was something else I wanted to do. I want to mark this right now because that has a particular spot that it needs to be in. This one don't matter so much, but because that misses all the wires and everything then. And the thermistor, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a knockout right here I did for the thermistor wire to go in there. And that one. And that one. And the other thing that I know is these aren't perfectly squarely cut because I did them quickly back before I knew what the hell I was doing. This was done a long time ago. Like I said, this is like one of the first things I ever did with this printer. Those can go away. This can come in. And now I have much more room, so that can space out there. I probably will have to get the ratchety thing out because the handle is shorter. And get that close to flush. Just snug it for now. Same thing with this one. And though I have a feeling this will make this slightly even heavier, which I really don't want to do, I do think it'll help hold it square easier. Come on. Squarer. It'll be squarer. It'll be squarer. And it's still not, I got to figure out a better design in the long run, but for now, I'm just going to stick with it. What's up, Sergio and One Raz and Ryan and Vince? I think I already said hi to Vince. And Derek. Hi, Derek. This is magnetic, actually, which helps a lot. I magnetized all of these for that very reason. They are magnetized. And when I go to put it back together, I can actually square it up this time instead of being the dumbass I was last time and just going, it'll be close enough. Because that was dumb. Not too bright. Okay, where did the nut go? Right here. These are not spinning nuts. They are sliding nuts. Because I'm nuts. I don't know if these things are actually any better than these. These are not super cheapos. They were kind of halfway decent ones. These were actually cheaper, but like I said, I did check a few and they seem to be squarer, but I don't know if you can see that. They're quite a bit bigger. Like quite a bit longer. So they have more grip. What's up, Marcus? So hopefully, because basically what happened that I noticed the other day, if you look right here, this had lifted up like this a little bit, and it actually bent the bed. Now, I found it like a week ago. I had loosened the screw, pushed it down, and gotten it much more reasonable. But I might actually have to take something to the bed because it literally bent the corner of the bed. It's only the very corner of the bed. And I have a feeling that happened when I don't know if you guys all remember, but I dropped this thing and bent the frame. And I have a feeling that's when that all happened. And I was more worried about the base frame than I was the bed frame. So I never checked it, which was pretty stupid. But we are talking about me here, so what would you expect? Haha. See, that's smooth now. Just by doing that. And then this is going to be right around there, which I didn't mark it. Doesn't matter as long as it's all square. I should probably put this together first, because then I can get at these on one. It's this one. You know what? I may only do one of these. No point in doing both. Oh, you know what? I am going to do them both. Because I actually still like these better for basic frame building. For, I want to use them on the hodgepodge. Podge of the Hodge. Because these are great when you have a T, but if you go like this, you know, if this is overlapping, you're trying to go like that, they stick up too far. So I got to put it all back together. And actually get a flat surface to work on, because this isn't, this table's got a bow in the middle. It's literally just a sheet of plywood, and it's only held on either end, and it sags in the middle, especially after, I don't know, 8 or 10 years I built this thing for just this purpose. Now I'm finding it's way too small. Do I want to replace that one too? Yeah, why not? I got them. I might as well do it. Right. I guess that's the last one I'm switching over because that's the last one I got. Unless I start pulling them off the hodgepodge, which I kind of want to do. Kind of, sort of, kind of. Kind of, sort of. Hopefully these will help. It's still not perfect because I'm not getting any I'm not getting any anti-twist with these, really, if that makes sense. Well, the length of these should help with the anti-twist a little bit. This needs to be right there. And that all should work. That's now flush. I don't know if it's actually square or not, but it's flush. Those two still there. Yes, they are. Might be easier if I just stand it up. Except for I can't stand it up. Because it won't stand up with the things in the way. Well, it's sort of standing up. I can function with that. I can make it work. I have the technology. Wrong one. I expected that to tip over. Do. So what are you guys all up to on this Sunday morning? Anybody doing anything exciting? Come on. Get lined up, baby. Here we go. Loosen these so I can get everything flush. Squeeze these together. Get them flush-ish. That's not flush. There's a little bit of play with these. I don't know if any of you guys have ever played with these, but the other thing is you tighten it and the head bites. These things, once the head bites in the cap here, these things actually try and spin a little bit, which is bizarre, but makes sense when you understand how it grips it. Probably using a washer would help, but that would make it easy. It would just make it easy. Who wants it to be easy? And that's not flush. And that's not flush. I might have to use a washer because it keeps spinning out on me. Flush now. Or it was. Tighten these all up. Definitely better than it was, put it that way. There's probably a better way to do this, but for now, it's what I got. So it's what I'm going to do. Oh, and I just lost the peanut. Oh, wait. Little washer. And so this T-nut goes there. matches up with this. What the hell's holding this thing up in here? Nothing except for the thing sucks. Yep, it needs to be redesigned somehow or another. Because there's too many variables. Screws are not too long. They're all 8 millimeters. They are perfect. Because it's clamping down, it's not just free spinning. Been through that, done that, know that whole history. That's why I just bought a whole buttload of 8 millimeters again. Because 10 is too long with these. 10 just hits and makes it so it bites into the inside of the channel. Of course, I can't see what I'm doing. I think I bit it. I guess I didn't. Where did the nut go? Okay, get everything flat. Flat, everything's flush, at least to feel, which is much better than it was because this was way high before. It's actually still a little bit high, isn't it? It keeps frickin' floating up. That's better. That's better. That's better. Doop doop doo doo doop boop boo. There really needs to be something. These are all holding it in plane, but they're not stopping it from. So it's really not the greatest design in the world. There needs to be something holding it in another pitch, but ain't gonna happen right now. And if I had like aluminum welding tools, I could make it so much better, but I don't. But that is way better than it was. Yeah. The only thing that's weird is all of a sudden this is too long, which it never used to be. Oh, come on. Oh, headache now. Is it actually too long? Nope. This just spaced off here. It is. That's my problem. This needs to be loosened. They all fall. And this needs to be loosened. And this needs to be pushed together. And then tighten this. And tighten this. everything stays flush. That is definitely better. And again, I wouldn't go by this table because this table is not flat. But I will bring it to a flattened state of somethingness to make sure it is flat in the future. Is there one over there? Nope. No, there wasn't. Okay, where's that nut? Not where it needs to be. Of course, I'm using a magnetic one, so it just pulls it right back. I need something non-magnetic. There we go. Where is it? Right there. I don't think I caught it, did I? Nope. You know what I can do? Stand it up so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Oh, you little bastard. That worked. The magnetic helped. Alrighty then. That's the bottom. Let's see the top. That's way too high. That's loose. That's good. I don't know if it's square yet, so I won't tighten that. And where'd it go? How far did it go? Perfect. Screw. Need the screw. And again, these probably aren't cut the best. I actually cut these before I got my current chop box. Actually, no, I think I got it just as I got it. Now that I think about it. My old one wasn't very straight. Which is why I replaced it. One more T-nut. One more nut. In the long run, I much prefer these slide-in T-nuts. In the short run, they're a pain in the ass. Oh, you bastard. Where'd you go? Of course, this one did go under the table. Into the deep darkness. Good thing I vacuumed down here. Oh, crap. All right, try that again. Probably should have put it on there. before. I prevailed. Alrighty then. Let's see how bad out of square I am. No, I don't even have to start there. I know this is way up here already. And this really doesn't matter that it's perfectly square because, well, the bed will hold it square eventually. In other words, it's just a mount for the bed. It's not really squaring the bed. What's up, Burning Gems? I am rebuilding my bed structure. This is the bed for my Core XY printer. It's kind of weird. It's not your normal setup by any matters or means. It's something different I came up with back in the day and kind of stuck with it. And I don't know if it was a good idea or not, but it's darn close. Like really, really close. Like less than a millimeter away. If I push it this way, just a hair, I think I can make up that millimeter. Now it's flat. Problem is these spin. There's nothing flat. There's no plate. I should get some like 45-degree plates, like or on that thing, you know, the corner plates. If I got those, that would probably flatten it out. I could. It's just more things to add. But one of these, I have a feeling when I dropped it, I don't know if you remember, when I dropped that printer, I literally bent a 2020 in the main frame. And I have a feeling this pitched. One of these turned and it bent the bed. Because the bed just literally screws right to this solidly. And I have a feeling when I did that, this slipped and bent the corner of the bed because the bed actually had a lip in the corner. I already fixed that temporarily. I don't think it's perfect yet, but I couldn't get this perfectly flush doing it on the printer like I was trying to do. So I decided today, why not? I was going to, screw up my only working printer. Because, why not? And what this does is this piece here in the middle, that bed has a bow down in the middle, and it holds it up. And there's a knock right here for the wires, for basically the thermistor. And then that just drops right on it. See, you can tell it rocks around because the bottom is knocked here. And I think part of it, I'm actually catching the thermistor now. Where am I? No, I'm not. It's just that warped. Where's the hole? Hole. Everything's lined up. I don't know if this is flat or not. I really got no way to check it because I don't have a flat surface here that is that big. But that's planing across the center. And that's planing across the center. So this thing's actually got to be somewhat flat, because otherwise this would rock on this center beam. Right? Right. Simple geometry. So it's got to be close. But you know what I am catching is this tape, which doesn't sound like a lot. You know what? I'm going to leave it there. That's probably bowing it up a little bit like I need to do. And let's just double check it for square, just for giggles. 42. Change. Right on. Like right on. It's because I'm going to get with a freaking tape measure anyways. Yeah, well, that's the whole point. Most of these big beds will bow one way or another. If you get a 300, and this is actually 320, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's a 300 magnet. 330 by 330. So the actual aluminum is 330. The heat spot is only 310 though, or 300, right? Where's the trace end right there? Yeah, it's got about a 310 heating area. You can see the traces in the bottom. What I think I'm going to do before I put it back together, though, I don't know if I can do this, though. I insulated I don't know if you guys remember, I insulated the bed on the pumpkin using the silicone tube, which I have more of. Here, flowers. I just had it on the other day. I was looking for the frickin' tie wraps, and there they are, right in front of my face. I always find stuff the day after you need them, right? What did I do with the silicone tube? I have it here. I literally just had that in my hand. You can never find what you're looking for. Anyway, it's a high temperature silicone, 500 degrees C resistant. And I actually used it to insulate the bed on the pumpkin. And it seemed to help. I'm not going to say it was the best thing in the world, but it definitely helped. It heated up a little bit faster. And I also, when I scanned it with, again, I'm just using it at the time, I was just using a cheap laser, one of them $10 laser thermometer thingies. It was more even. There used to be like a 20-degree difference from the center to the outer rim of that. And now there's less than like a 5, which is amazing on that stupid cheap bed. It still doesn't heat up very fast, but it heats up faster. And like I said, it's more even across the face of the bed. But I was thinking about doing it with this one. The issue with doing that is where it sits on this frame, it's not going to be flat because it'll have the silicone between this frame and it, and I'm not going to be able to get that perfectly flat. Yeah, no, I'm actually, a lot of this printer is Folgertech. This is all Folgertech extrusion, all of the silver. The black isn't. The black is some no-name crap I got. Actually, yeah, that's some no-name crap. That's the bottom. Anything that doesn't have a wheel in contact with it, where I used open builds, I used Folgertech for the frame of the llama cord because it was like half the price at the time. He had a sale on it. So all the uprights, the lowers, the 2020, the 2040, Anything, again, that doesn't have a wheel in contact with it, that I was riding an actual V wheel on, because it's T groove, it's not V groove. I bought the Folgertech stuff because it was cheap. It was literally like half the price of the open builds. So I bought open builds for actual tracks, and then I bought this for structure. And it's fine. It was like I was getting 3-foot pieces for like $7 of it. It was ridiculously cheap at the time. And I don't know, he was having a sale on it, and I bought a boatload of it. Most of my parts are from it. There's still some of it left that's going on the hodgepodge. Anyway, so I'm debating on whether I want to silicone the bottom of this. If I silicone it, then this is going to be in contact with the silicone. And if the silicone's not dead straight, I may not get this dead flat. But my other thought would be, one, it's going to insulate, because I have a feeling this is bleeding heat into here, which is a waste of heat. Now, it's not. Go ahead and just break it. Yeah, I already did. It'll insulate the heat bed from this frame, so I won't be losing heat into here, which I know it's chewing up. This thing still heats up pretty fast for a 12-volt bed, but I think it would heat up faster and stay more thermally stable if I insulate this from this. But I'm not sure I can get the bed actually flat again, because the insulation will be in between. My other thought would be to put it on here, trace it onto here, just use the silicone where it doesn't trace, but then I don't get the insulation from this. It's still insulating the main face, but anywhere in the middle and along the edges that this is in contact, it's going to bleed heat into here. So, decisions. And I got to find the tube. If I do it, I have no idea what I do with that tube. What did I do with that tube? I just saw it like last night. Now I can't remember what the hell I did with it. It was in my hand. I went, maybe I'll play with that tomorrow. So I'm debating whether I want to insulate the bed or not. Debating. I swear I put it right in here with the hot end stuff, but it's not there. Right here. No. Right here. No. Wouldn't be in this one. This is all the heat shrink tubes. And this is all wheels and stuff. Pulleys. They go in here. Can't be in any of those. None of them are big enough for it. Okay, what did I do with it? And it's that high temp. I don't know if you ever saw it, but I used to make my own socks out of it. Oh, here it is. Duh. This stuff. Ultra copper gasket maker. And if you spread it out, you can insulate your bed with it a little. I'm not going to say it's anything like the bestest insulationist stuff in the world, because it ain't. But it's better than nothing. I need those. Why did I throw those over there? They're off for this. That was stupid. It bolts directly to it. Ben, all of these holes in the bed, this has got 3x3 holes. There's 3 holes here, there's 3 holes here, there's 3 holes here. And it's drilled into this frame too. I don't know if you can see them, but there's holes and it screws right down through it. And that is that. And there's the problem. If I put the silicone on, I will never get it perfectly flat to the aluminum because the silicone will be in between and compress. And I'm wondering if I'll get like bubbling between the screw holes because of it. And I'll never get it perfectly flat down the middle, which is what this is here for, because this is droopy in the middle and this flattens it out. When you tighten it all up, this pushes the bottom of the bed up and flattens it right out. Not perfect, as you can see, because I had to use my tape to get it flat, but it's way better. Because when it was all said and done, that was the pattern of low spots. You can see all my different kinds of tape, which I might as well pull off now. Get it off. It's been on here for years. I may not be able to get it off. There it goes. Because you know it's all going to change now. So I'll be re-leveling it. Which was the other thing. Everyone keeps going, why didn't you do a video on how you do that leveling? So now I'll be able to do a video on re-leveling, flattening the bed, not just leveling it, but manually flattening your bed, trimming it out properly. Which, to be honest, even if I used ABL, I would do this. Because it only makes the bed flatter. And I get the people that go, oh, doesn't that, like, that's insulation, blah, blah, blah. And then they, on the same sentence, they'll go, well, just put 2 pieces of PEI in your bed and you can flip it over. Well, the PEI is more of an insulation than this freaking layer of 2 of tape. That whole insulation thing is ridiculous. Hell, the magnet's more insulation than that little bit of tape. Don't treat your printer with kindness. Why would I do that? Once I get it running right, I gotta fix it. So it's properly broken. We had a discussion this weekend on that Prusa stream. That I guess they don't publicize that, do they? They never like publish it. That's the other thing I always thought was weird with this, and I sort of get why they did it now, but it's kind of weird. If you look at the holes, now these were all pre-drilled. I didn't drill these holes in the base frame. They're off center. This one's way up, and it, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but it's not on center. Neither is that one. And you'd think they'd put the contacts here. That's why they put it off center. Well, it is off center because of the contacts, because the contacts are here for the heat and the thermistor. And it's just off, but it's in line with it, which is really not good right here, which is why I never use a screw. And this is, if you look, this sticks out about 1.5 inches. This is set back so it clears the contacts and everything. I'm still in debate on whether I should treat the bottom of this with this. I'm still thinking I could trace it, like tack this thing down, draw it with a marker, put this wherever these aren't. I'll still be bleeding heat into this, which sucks, but I still won't be bleeding heat out into the air in the bottom. So it's far from perfect, but it's still better. Yeah, I thought of that. The problem is once you stick this stuff on, it ain't coming off. And I don't want to glue this to that. I suppose I could just put a piece of tape down. That's what I could do. I could just put a piece of tape around it. And then I could actually spread this up onto the frame a little bit. Because the other thing I'm a little concerned about is doing this. I have some scratches in this paint. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can see it there. And they're all around, like right here. I'm worried the next time I clamp this down, I might actually contact the contacts into this frame. I don't have that. I only have a little thin Kapton tape. That's not a bad idea. If I tape this frame first, which when I did that, that's not a bad idea. I was worried I couldn't get the silicone off if I didn't like it. I taped the bed on the pumpkin, and then I put this on top. So if I tape the bed now, screw it down, that insulates me. And keeps me from permanently adhering. So I think I'm gonna. That's a brilliant idea. Tape the bed. I don't have any Kapton, but this will work just as well. And I may actually put another. I have some Kapton tape. It's just kind of thin. And I may put Kapton on top of this. Where's my knife? Right here somewhere. My knob fell off of this. I designed my knob way wrong. My knob's off. I'm de-knobbed. I may actually put Kapton tape on top of this. Just in where this is going. It's not a bad idea. Will this like conduct electricity? I don't think so. It is kind of paper. And that's the end of the roll. God damn it. And this stuff is cheap crap. Sucks. It keeps doing that. But I'll make it work. It's getting old too. Blue tape! Blue tape for the win. Not really, but sure. When I first bought this roll, this was great tape. But now that it's getting old, it likes to do this, where it catches the edge and then shreds out and won't stay straight and pull evenly and wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Once you get it going, if I do it slow, I can make it work. And I'm going to cut all of this off because it's all screwed up right here. I just screwed it up there, didn't I? Nope. All right, back to reality here. I need about that much. Come on. Stop fighting me. Just can't win today. Really don't want this going over the electronics here. Probably could have gotten tighter than that, but that's got Kapton tape on it already, so I'm not too worried about it. I just don't want it going over those contacts. Unless I Kapton tape them, which I could have, I guess. Tough de-knobbed. Yeah. That is de-knobbed. day. That's so easy to do when there's a lip there. Where are my wires? Let's not drive the knife into the wires. Thank you very much. Keep it clear. Run it off. Make sure it's smooth. Never going to go smooth over the Kaptron and the thermistor wires, but what the hell? Can't expect everything to be perfect, I guess. Kept in tape can keep the... Well, the tape will help insulate too, a little bit. I mean, not that this thin layer of blue tape is the highest insulation value, but can't hurt. That's for sure. Well, gone, whatever it was. How to get a perfect seam in tape. Years of construction painting. That's how. 20. Not 20. More like about 30 or 40 years of construction and painting, but 40 years. Yeah, about 40 years. I was 16 when I started construction. My boss used to pick me up from lunch. And I would go to work. I'm going to go with, that was a brilliant idea there. I know you said Kaptron tape, but I use blue tape. But the whole tape idea was a brilliant idea there, Mr. Buttram. And it is after 12. So I have to kill it and go feed Mom. Mom needs her lunch, or she will throw a fit. Considering that's my whole main purpose in life at this moment in time, I kind of need to do it. I can totally get behind tape on the bottom of your bed. Why am I thinking there's some kind of innuendo you're trying to point out there, Ryan, and I'm not getting it? No blue smoke. Blue tape. Lots of blue tape. But, yeah. So that's, I mean, it insulates it a little bit. I can still put the silicone on it. I can actually, I'm thinking when I screw it down, I can actually, we should move this because it's right off the thermistor. Oh, I think it goes this way more. It does. Where's the hole? Can't see the hole no more. It's right around there. That's good. I can actually put tape up here and actually get silicone up into the whole thing a little bit. You know, I'm only going to be putting a little thin layer of it, but I should be able to kill two birds with one stone. I think I can increase the thermal, resistance with some insulation using this. I don't know if it's great or not. Seemed to work on the other one. But yeah. So for now, I got to kill it because I have to go feed Mom. So it's been fun. It's been real. That's as far as we're going to go right now. After I feed Mom, I might come back and restream unless someone else is streaming already and do more. But it's definitely flusher here. One of these was wicked off before, like way off. It was like, you can hear that. It was like sticking up, like it was bad, which is probably why this thing's rocking too. Which a corner. Let's see, it sits this way, so it was this corner. Oh yeah, there's a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? I don't know if that shows it, but there's a little bit of a bend here where it bent it. Again, I have a feeling I did it when I dropped the printer. So, on that note, I'm out. I got to go feed Mom. So, I'll talk to you guys later. End stream.